All right, let's talk about how we would pre-write for question 3. So again, we get my pencil going here, and as always, we're going to start with the prompt. So select a novel, play, or epic poem that features a character whose origins are unusual or mysterious. Okay? Then write an essay in which you analyze how these origins shape the character and the character's relationships, and how the origins contribute to the meaning of the work as a whole, so the theme. So this one has 3 different tasks. 1, to shape how it shapes the character. 1, the character's relationships, and then how that contributes to theme. You may choose a work from the list below or one of comparable literary merit. Do not summarize the plot. That's big, and it happens a lot on question 3. Whenever you see this list, honestly, just cross it out and just think about books you really know and ones that you can write about, because as soon as I saw mysterious or unusual, I decided or thought The Great Gatsby is a perfect example for this one. So that's what I'm going to write about. And before I sit here and kind of grapple with the theme, I want to work through the different tasks. So 1, how it shapes the character. I think Gatsby's mysteriousness makes him feel a little bit powerful, and it's an escape from reality, because if you remember when we're talking about Gatsby, the example is he's the son of farmers. So because he's mysterious, he's kind of able to create this different persona, which then makes him feel more powerful. So that'd be how it kind of shapes him. In terms of the relationships, there's a lot of ways I could talk about how it talks about the relationships between him and Nick, between him and Daisy, between him and everyone. But I'm going to focus on his relationship with Nick. Because, there's the scene at the party. It kind of creates this sort of wonder about Gatsby and this admiration, because he doesn't really know the truth about him. But even after he does find out the truth of his origins, he still kind of respects that mysteriousness about him. And my evidence would be the party in Act 3, Chapter 3, and all the people have the rumors about him, like that he's the cousin of the Kaiser. That's one that I remember. That he killed a man is another one. And that kind of adds to like this wonder that Nick has about his neighbor. So in that case, these false, I guess, because his origin is mysterious, there's all these rumors, and because of that, Nick is very curious about him, and he kind of seeks out that friendship with him. So that said, how would I attribute those to theme? Because I think with me, The Great Gatsby is a lot about hope, and that you can't rely on the past to find happiness and things like that. So if we're talking about the past as like a big idea, that definitely applies to both of these. So my theme could maybe be something along the line of the past doesn't define you. Or the past can't, maybe even, define you. I know this pattern is a little bit different than the format we've been using in class, but a theme statement is really just a sentence about what message is coming across. So this works too. You don't have to use that 3-step process that we used in class. So that said, my essay, I'm going to start with this kind of in the intro, talk about the theme that I see in there. But then I'm going to talk about how, because he has this mysterious background, Gatsby has this feeling of power and he's able to escape from his reality, which for him, my evidence would come in. He's the son of farmers, and he wanted basically any way to get out of that, and I could put that Dan Cody helps him with that. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is his relationship with Nick, and how, because he's so mysterious, there's a lot of wonder and curiosity about him, that this admiration that Nick builds for Gatsby. Because I can tie both of those back to this, for example, with how it shapes him. So yes, Gatsby actually, despite how tied up he was in the past in regards to Daisy, he still demonstrated this because he was able to kind of erase a past that he wasn't happy about. That idea of growing up poor and things like that. So I can tie that to theme. And then for relationships, I can talk about how when Nick didn't know anything about him and there were all these rumors about him, you know, being a cousin of the Kaiser and then killed a man, there was kind of a wonder and curiosity that was created. But ultimately, when he learned about Gatsby's real past and how he was the son of farmers, it didn't make him think any less of Gatsby. So then I could, there again, tie back to my theme. And I think that's how I would approach this question.